The Dragonknight class and two-handed weapon skill lines are receiving total reworks. Plus, there are tons of player experience improvements. Hey everyone, it's Spopes. Update 49 in the Elder Scrolls Online launches on March 9th, on all platforms at the same time for the first time in the game's history. In addition to the first wave of class skill line reworks with the Dragonknight, we're also receiving a complete rework to the two-handed weapon skill line. And this isn't just the visuals, it's also the audio and the under-the-hood mechanics. Plus, we are also receiving the largest list of player experience improvements in any update in the Elder Scrolls Online ever. Given how much is changing, I thought it'd be wise to put together a guide covering every single change coming in Update 49. I am also going to cover the things that aren't changing right at the launch of the update, but are coming later on before Update 50. So we're going to cover the skill line reworks, the player experience improvements, and anything else they're throwing in with Update 49. Before we jump into this full list of Update 49 changes in the Elder Scrolls Online, though, please make sure you've subscribed to the channel, please like and hype the video, and please do join the Spopes Army as a member. Plans start at $1 a month and come with lots of perks. Please also do check out my merch below the video. Go to my Fourth Wall site for a full catalog, and keep in mind you can leave donations on Fourth Wall and also here in YouTube in the form of a super thanks. All right, everybody, let's dive into everything that's changing in Update 49 of the Elder Scrolls Online. First things first, the team at ESO is beginning the process of reworking all of the class skill lines with the Dragonknight. Every single Dragonknight ability is receiving changes both to the way it works and also the way it looks and sounds. Overall, these changes are meant to make the Dragonknight feel more modern, for its abilities to feel less floaty, and overall just to fix latent issues and bring this class into the modern age of MMO gaming. They aren't stopping with the Dragonknight. Every single class is going to receive the same kind of visual and under-the-hood refresh, with the Warden coming next in Update 50, and the Sorcerer receiving its refresh in Update 51. This makes Update 49 an ideal time to jump back into the game with a Dragonknight, to experience everything new with this class. The Dragonknight's class skills aren't the only skill lines that are receiving a refresh, though. Also coming with Update 49 is the rework of the two-handed weapon skill line. Just like with the Dragonknight, every single skill within this skill line is getting a refresh, addressing issues like floatiness, just the dated nature of the mechanics and the animations. In general, making the two-handed skill line modern and ready for the next decade. So for anyone who enjoys using two-handed weapons in the Elder Scrolls Online, Update 49 is also an ideal time to jump back into the game. Aside from that, there aren't really any other changes coming to class skill lines or weapon skill lines. This update is very light on balancing, and there is a few bug fixes. So if you're worried about your other classes being nerfed, that is not happening. There are no really meaningful changes happening to other classes in Update 49. One big and major change in this update, though, is the inclusion of 4 DLCs you used to have to purchase separately. At the launch of Update 49, Orsinium, Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and Imperial City will be included in the game free of charge. This is part of an overall effort to make the game more accessible to new players, and also make the value proposition higher for existing players. Now, for everyone playing the game, whether you have ESO Plus or not, you'll be able to get these 4 core early DLCs for free, giving access to all their content and the zones where the action occurs. One change that is already rolled out before Update 49 even hits is the removal of daily login rewards and endeavors. Now, there has been a lot of confusion about this. People are saying that the daily login rewards and everything you get from them is just going away. People are even worried that their existing seals are disappearing. None of this is even remotely true. I will explain what is happening, even though I've explained it many times already. Everything you used to get in daily login rewards will now be included in Tamriel Tomes free of charge. The Tamriel Tomes system launches in early April, and as soon as it launches, you'll be able to get everything that was in the login rewards and more, but without having to log in every day. And no, Seals of Endeavor are not going away. They are just being renamed to Seals, and you will also earn these through the free track of the Tamriel Tomes. You'll actually be able to get quite a few more seals every month than you used to be able to get under the old system, and there's no more logging in every day to grind out these silly daily endeavors, and you have until the end of the season to complete the weeklies, and you can even complete them after the season is over if you do buy the paid Tamriel Tome. So again, login rewards, what you got from them, Seals of Endeavor, the seals you got from them, these are not going away. They're just being bundled into Tamriel Tomes, which in my opinion is a much better system. So all the hysteria can stop now, guys. They aren't taking anything away. They're actually adding more than you've ever had before. In my mind, this is a huge improvement. There's nothing to be concerned about here. In the same vein, event tickets are going away, but they aren't disappearing. The event ticket system is ending at the end of March with the launch of the Gold Coast Bazaar. And on March 25th, when this feature arrives, all your event tickets will automatically be converted into trade bars. In a sense, this isn't a change that's coming right at the beginning of Update 49, but you will not be earning any more event tickets. When Jester's Festival hits, you will be earning trade bars instead and using them in the Gold Coast Bazaar. So I thought this was worth mentioning in the changes that are coming at the launch of the update. All right, now getting into some of the major player experience improvements that are coming with the update, starting with the fact that you will now earn equal experience on your back bar as your front bar. So any skills you have slotted on your back bar will earn experience for the skills and the skill lines at the same rate as the skills and skill lines on your front bar. I don't personally use a back bar. I am an Oaken Soul user for life, but I know this is a big deal for many people within the community. The amount of time it takes to research traits for crafting is also being reduced massively. The new cap of how long it can possibly take is 10 days, down from 30 days. So that's when you have only one trait left to research. It used to take 30 days to research that trait, now only take 10. And across the board, research times have been reduced significantly by at least 50%, and in many cases more. So the whole idea here is it will take a lot less time to get all the traits researched on a new character or to get Grandmaster Crafter. Again, just making the game more accessible, less grindy, less time-gated, and really meaningfully pushing players less to the Crown Store to buy paid solutions to these time-gating problems. I know it sounds crazy, but ZOS is actually being less greedy. Similarly, you will now have a much longer time to dig up antiquities after you find their leads. For ultimate leads, the timer has been increased to 1 full year, and for other leads, the amount of time you have to dig them up has been doubled. And of course, that's doubled again if you do have ESO Plus. There are also some considerable changes coming to the zone guide. Currently, the zone guide only allows you to track the zone story. You can see how much of everything you found, but they're improving this considerably to make it possible to track each of the different types of points of interest that are available within a given zone. It will even have a new function that will send you to the next thing you're trying to find. I didn't try this on PTS, so I don't know exactly what is changing. All I know is the zone guide is being buffed considerably, and I can't wait to try it out for myself come March 9th. Another huge change that is showing ZOS as being less greedy is it will now be possible to respec your skills and attributes within the UI at no charge. You don't have to use respec scrolls anymore or go to a Shrine of Stendar. You can just go into the UI in your character screen and respec your skills and attributes. This also does mean that all your skill respec scrolls will now be useless, but with the launch of U49, you will now be able to sell these to merchants for gold. The same goes for attribute respec scrolls as well. This is a huge deal for me, and I know for many other players. The annoyance of having to pay to change your skills and attributes just to try out new builds has been a major roadblock within the game for a long time. The fact that they're making it possible to change your skills and attributes directly within the menu at no cost really shows that the team is listening at ZOS. They're trying to make the game better for players and not necessarily for investors. Something else very interesting that is changing with Update 49 is you will now be able to hide all of your armor. Previously, it was only possible to hide your helmet and your shoulders, but now you're going to be able to hide all of your armor, and you won't have to buy these from any merchant or anything. It's just going to be part of the game. Now, this does mean that there are going to be a lot of people running around in their underwear. The way one person put it is there are going to be a lot of lusty Argonian maids. And I can't deny that. There are a bunch of perverts who play this game, and they're just going to want to be naked. But for me, it's cool because there are often times when I want to hide my feet or my hands. Not necessarily my pants, guys. Okay, I just want to hide my. I don't want to have armor on my hands and my feet, and that's going to be a really big deal for me because of that. And for everyone who's just excited to have their character run around naked, keep in mind you could already do that just by taking the armor off, and let's try not to get too carried away. But this is a big change. I'm really happy about it. I'm just a little bit worried about the potential consequences. Something else that I find to be really cool that really shows the team is listening is you will now be able to upgrade your mounts a lot faster. Instead of just putting 1% into a stat per day, you're now going to be able to put 3% into that stat every day, reducing the amount of time it takes to fully train your mount by 2/3. So once update 49 hits, when you go to the Stable Master, you'll be able to dump 3 points at once into speed, stamina, or carry capacity. This whole time since this was announced, it's been kind of hard to even want to upgrade my mounts the way it currently is. I've been kind of doing it anyway out of habit, but I'm really excited for this change to hit. Something else I'm really stoked about, and something that should have been in the game from the beginning, honestly, is the introduction of account-wide outfit slots. The first time I ever bought an outfit slot in the game, I couldn't believe that it wasn't account-wide, actually. I felt so cheated, it just felt ridiculous. They're 1,500 crowns each, and to have them only be on one character just struck me as completely nuts. So now, whatever outfit slots you've purchased will be shared across all your characters, with a new cap of 10. So say you've bought 3 outfit slots on one character, 3 on another, and 3 on another. Now all your characters will have 9 outfit slots, and you'll have the option to buy 1 more, at which point you'll have 10 outfit slots across all your characters. This is just another really positive quality of life change that shows the devs are listening and they care. Something else that's happening that I really approve of is the ability to upgrade your bag directly in the UI. They are also reducing the cost of upgrading your bag and your bank by 50%. So sadly, this means the career of my man Coronon here is over. AI took his job. He's going to have to go be a social media influencer now or something. Just don't tell the QAnon people or they will somehow try to spin this into a Q-proof. But yeah, you'll be able to upgrade your bag directly in the UI, and the cost to upgrade both your bag and your bank is going down by 50%. Also in Update 49, you're going to get increased furnishing limits in all of your homes. Except for notable homes, those are staying the same, but staple and classic homes, the furnishing limits are doubling. So you're really going to be able to fill out those houses. It's a big deal. Something else that's happening related to houses that they don't actually list here is population caps are also increasing in homes. Not in notable homes, but in staple homes and classic homes, the population cap is doubling. Something else that's going up is your maximum number of transmute crystals. It is tripling, whether you have ESO Plus or not. So for non-ESO Plus members, it's currently 500, it's going up to 1,500, and ESO Plus members will now be able to hold a whopping 3,000 transmute crystals. I'm really stoked about this because I don't use transmute crystals very often, but when I do, I use a whole lot of them at once. So the fact I'll be able to stack up 3 times the amount is going to make my gear crafting experience a lot easier. Another big change is treasure maps are now going to be stackable unless you open them up to stacks of 200. So as long as you leave them unopened, you'll just be able to stack them in your bank. And they're also changing how treasure maps work a little bit so that the map doesn't disappear until you actually dig it up. Various other slight changes just to make the treasure hunting experience more enjoyable and more streamlined in the game. There are also 16 mounts that will now be available for gold from the Stable Master, including a brand new one that's actually pretty good. The new mount that's coming is this Ebon Dwarven Horse that I'll actually probably pick up. I mean, why not? It's a pretty cool mount. But they're also adding things in like the Frostborn Durzog Mangler, the Spotted Dune Racer Centrot, the Hammerfell Camel, and the Yorgrim River Ram. Also, I did just see there was a forum post about the Snow Bear, because it was just available in the Crown Store, but apparently anybody who just bought it during its last stint in the Crown Store will get their crowns refunded. People kind of raised an uproar about this, and the team at ZOS listened, surprisingly enough. All right, and here's something else that shows the team at ZOS is listening. You will no longer be able to buy vampire or werewolf curses or cures from the Crown Store. Instead, curing yourself will be free, and there are new NPCs that will make you into a vampire or a werewolf. They're also increasing the number of shrines that are available in the world. So overall, becoming a werewolf or a vampire is going to be a lot easier in the game. And one of the most notoriously exploitative items within the ESO Crown Store is simply going away. You'll no longer be able to just buy the vampire skill line or the werewolf skill line. You'll no longer have to pay to get yourself cured. It will all be free, and you also don't have to wait for people to bite you anymore. There'll be NPCs who will do it for you. This is kind of a mixed bag for me in some ways because it was kind of fun waiting for somebody to bite you and turn you into a werewolf or a vampire, but the fact that you can't actually buy this out of the Crown Store anymore is a big win in my opinion. That was stupid from the very beginning, just another way they were trying to squeeze money out of you. So kudos to ZOS for removing that as a Crown Store option and for improving the whole werewolf and vampire experience overall. We're going to touch a little bit more on what's coming with the werewolf at the end of the video when I talk about things that are coming in Update 49, but not at launch. A couple other exploitative and stupid things being removed from the Crown Store are Mimic Stones and Outfit Tokens. You won't be able to just buy these from the Crown Store anymore. Instead, they will still be available in crown crates and from the motif chapters you can buy from the Crown Store. But you're also going to be getting a lot of these from the new Tamriel tomes for free. And even if you're a crazy whale and you want to go buy these from the Crown Store, they won't let you anymore. They are kicking you out of the casino. Mimic Stones and Outfit Tokens, which never should have been sold individually in the Crown Store, are no longer being sold individually in the Crown Store. You're also going to be able to represent your guild in your nameplate without having to wear a tabard. There's just going to be a new option in the character screen where you can select which guild you want to represent, and then that guild's name will show up next to your character's name. Tabards are terribly ugly, so this is a definite big change for me. I want to represent my guild, but I do not want to wear the tabard and have to wear a costume to cover it up. So that's an important change that shows the team is listening. Also related to guilds, they are reversing the change where they reduce the amount of time your listings stayed in your guild store from 30 to 14 days. It is going back to 30 days. That apparently didn't work out the way they thought it would. So instead of expiring in 2 weeks, your items in the guild trader will now stay there for 30 days again. And something that isn't listed here, but something that's changing within the game is the fact that when you talk to merchants from now on, any items that you aren't able to buy, either due to insufficient funds or lack of having the required achievement, those items will show up at the bottom of the list, and the things that you can buy will be up at the top. All right, that covers it for everything that is changing at the launch of Update 49. But before I finish up, I want to talk about the things that are changing within the update, but not at the launch. First, and perhaps most importantly, the Tamriel Tomes Battle Pass system launches on April 2nd. This is quite controversial, but in my opinion, it's actually a good thing. You're going to be able to earn a ton of rewards for free. This consolidates the Endeavors and Daily Login reward systems. I'm pretty stoked to try out Tamriel Tomes when it launches, but that is not coming at the launch of Update 49, but rather on April 2nd. Challenge difficulty is also not coming right at the launch of Update 49. The launch date has not been announced yet, but it is coming at some point during Update 49, so before Update 50. But again, the exact date has not been announced. All we do know is that it's not launching at the beginning of Update 49. Similarly, the Night Market, a new group activity, is not launching at the beginning of Update 49. Instead, it is arriving for 7 weeks starting on April 29th. This is a brand new type of content in the game. It should be a lot of fun, especially after the changes they made after the PTS. But yes, this is not happening at the beginning of Update 49, not until April 29th. Also, the newly announced Class Mastery passive ability system is not coming with Update 49 at all. The team is tentatively planning to launch this with Update 50, but it was just soft announced during a dev stream recently. There's not even an official blog article about it or anything. Hopefully this comes at the beginning of Update 50, but it could be pushed back till the middle of the update, so sometime this summer. To learn more about Class Mastery passives, check out the video linked above. The Werewolf skill line is also receiving its very own rework at some point during Update 49, before Update 50 hits. But the launch date of this has not been announced yet. All we have so far are these images of what the new werewolves are going to look like. All right, and I think that covers it, everybody. As you can tell, there are lots of changes, and I really hope that I covered all of them. If there was anything I missed, please do leave it in the comments. But yeah, we are in for a big round of changes with Update 49. The game is becoming so much better for players in general. They're beginning this whole long process of refreshing all the skill lines, fixing combat animations, how combat works under the hood. By the time this is all done, it should be like a completely new game. But for now, we're just starting to have the first taste of everything that's coming. With the new team, they've allocated 4 player experience improvements with all of the class and weapon skill line updates that are coming. Update 49 is our first look at the new ethos that ZOS has toward developing the game. And just from the outset, there's so much change that I can't help but think good things for the future of ESO. So in the comments, let me know if you agree with my analysis. Let me know what you're most excited for at Update 49. Please remember to like the video and hype it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I could really use your support by joining the Spopes Army, checking out my merch, leaving me a donation, and also checking out Sacred Geometrics. I have a sponsorship going with them, and you can save 15% off your first order with the code SPOPES15. This is handmade, organic, made-to-order apparel made in California, and you can do crazy colors like I did. You can do black, you can do gray, white, whatever you want. You can customize your apparel, and honestly and truly, this is my favorite apparel brand of all time. I really do endorse them. This isn't just some cynical sponsorship. Like, I really do support this brand. I think it's really good apparel. This hoodie I got 2 years ago. It's like it's still brand new. It's very high quality. And if it ever does wear out, you can send it into the shop and they will fix it for you free of charge. All right, thanks for supporting me and checking out Sacred Geometrics, everybody. We're going to finish up with a prayer. Lord, thank you for all these changes coming to ESO and Update 49. Thank you for the new approach by the team at ZOS, for everything that they're doing differently now, for all the improvements they're making to the game. I just pray that players come back to the game, they get to experience all these changes, that existing players really enjoy what's coming. And Lord, please to be with all of my viewers and members and subscribers. Please bless them as they walk through life. Please help them in their walk with Jesus. And please guide all those recently departed to your side. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. All right, that's going to do it for the video, everyone. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your comments below. Let me know what you're most excited for in Update 49. And please remember to like and hype the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And when you do subscribe, turn on notifications because I'll be back soon with new content.